Hey, welcome everyone. Snake Way to Anime, where we talk about back on. I know this is a vlog I started a long time ago. Kind of fell off with the different things happening with COVID and everything. So I kind of just want to jump back in. But what we do on this vlog and on my channel is that, I just use this outlet to express my passion for anime. But today is going to be a discussion post, as I haven't done one of those in a while, and it's going to be about One Piece. Start to talking about One Piece is basically, first, I love One Piece because it's just the longest standing anime. I've been watching it since I was a kid, and it's the only anime that's literally grown up with. So what I want to do in this discussion about One Piece is I want to go through my top 5 One Piece arcs from here to now. What I'm going to talk about is just in the anime, the arcs that have passed and not the Wano arc. We're excluding that one. So my top 5, and this is how I kind of go through these rankings. The crew is very important to me in One Piece. I love the One Piece crew, down from the Captain Luffy to the Dr. Pet Chopper. I love the crew. So my top 5 is very crew heavy. Most of their adventures are together. So just the main points and the main stories that come from each person's background on the crew is what I think really drives some of the best arcs and best storytelling in One Piece. And so you might see some surprising things, but I'm sure it's going to be something most people agree with. So for number 5, let's just get right into it. For number 5, I would say that in the number 5 spot, and I might surprise some people with this one, but number 5, I have the East Blue Saga. Yes, we're taking it all the way back to season 1, the 60 something episode season 1 of One Piece, where they go to Arlong Park and they have their whole Arlong Park arc with Nami's background being explained in detail and everything like that. And it's funny, the women on the crew seem to need 2 recruitment arcs. And when I say recruitment arcs, I mean, this is the arc where they officially joined the crew. Nami technically was recruited on Porktown arc with Buggy, the very first arc. However, that was trash. It's definitely not in my top 5. And that she didn't really recruit. It was just kind of a, that we're going the same way kind of thing, so let me tag along. However, in the Arlong Park arc is where we really got into why Nami does what she does, and her character, her origin and background is very touching, to say that, and it's very, very cool. So to just kind of rehash, Arlong is a fishman in the One Piece world, and he's the main antagonist of this arc, and he's one of my favorite antagonists. He was super strong. In my opinion, he is the strongest antagonist in season 1. But that's up for debate. Anyway, and I love the Arlong Park arc because it is that very first time where we get the big 3, and Usopp is in this as well, but the crew has to match up with Arlong's crew. And we get Sanji, we get Zoro getting a 1-on-1, we get Sanji getting his a 1-on-1, and it's kind of really the first time the crew bands together officially with them being deep enough as opposed to having enough people to actually run this type of scenario. And Usopp, he has to take a super strong fishman out. And that's very surprising because Usopp is usually the main one running away and not trying to fight, especially in this point in time during the series. But it just really gives me the feels to go back and look at that first clash where Zoro, Sanji, Luffy, they're all standing together. It's the first time the real big 3 of the Straw Hats were really implemented. And also the emotional weight in this story, in this arc, is bonkers because this is Nami at this point in the story. Nami's pretty much grown on you. She's a very lovable character, and her background is very sad. But I'm not here to sit here and tell you the entire arc or spoil it. I'm just giving you my reasons why I think it's great, and other One Piece fans who have seen the arc can probably concur with that. So that's number 5, and now I want to move on to our next spot, number 4. And at number 4 is going to be the Paramount War arc. I have the Paramount War arc at number 4. Now this is an arc. I know I started this by saying that, the crew is my most heavy weighted when I'm judging these arcs. And this arc does not have the crew. It does not have Zoro, does not have Sanji, doesn't have Chopper, Frankie, Nami, Robin, Usopp, everybody. They're not in this. This is just Luffy. This is Luffy things. And in the Paramount War, he has to save Ace. He joins Whitebeard against the Navy to save Ace from being executed because he was captured in an earlier part of the story. It's, if you want to talk about emotional weight, even more than Arlong Park. It is crazy. Everything's on the line for Luffy in this one battle. But the thing that really gets me about the Paramount War arc is that we're used to seeing Luffy just triumph. Like, he's strong. He's always strong. He's never like just piss poor trash. And in this arc, I hate to say it, even though he was, if you go back and watch the arc, he was a major rallying point. They wouldn't have gotten to Ace without him, definitely. But I'm not gonna lie, in this arc, Luffy is trash because he is getting dragged up and down the battlefield in the Paramount War arc. And that's what's the most impressive thing about me in this arc. And the reason I have it above Arlong Park is because there are so many beasts on this field. You have Whitebeard and all of his commanders. You have the admirals. You have vice admirals. I mean, you see Luffy literally struggling with vice admirals. The people in this arc are so strong, they're making Luffy look like fodder. He's getting tossed aside. He's getting ran over. And there's multiple opponents that he literally just has to run from, or he's not going to make it. And he needs a serious amount of help. But then you also see the key factor in Luffy's strength, which is his ability to get people to rally behind him and to jumpsuit their cause. So I love the Paramount War arc. That's why I have Paramount War arc at number 4. It's really cool to see all these strong characters, and it just speaks to how big the world of One Piece is. And I love anime that has, just these extensive, deep characters that where it's like you can pull a rabbit out of the hat and find something fire. So Paramount War arc, definitely great. The first time we really see a Yonko in action with Whitebeard, and even though at this point I believe that he is the weakest Yonko at this point, it was still really cool to see him. He is a juggernaut. He was still a juggernaut even at his old age, and it was just really cool to see Akainu get slapped around. Akainu, that's the Magma Vice Admiral, and there's just different things about it that I like, but the main thing is that it just made the world of One Piece so much deeper because it pointed out all these characters that have all these other different things going on. And it's just like, Luffy, the world's not about you, man. You got to climb the ranks. So that's what it was. That's why I like the Paramount War arc. The third spot on the list would have to be Alabasta. And I say Alabasta because Alabasta is an absolute classic. It is one of the best storytelling perspectives of One Piece arcs that there is. Crocodile is... I have to think about it, but Crocodile, I might make a top 5, top 10 anime One Piece villains list, but Crocodile is definitely in that top 3. He was great, and the only thing I did not like about Alabasta was the fact that it didn't have more Crocodile. But everything from the story of Alabasta, the origins, Princess Vivi joining the crew for a short time, and like I said, this arc is a pinnacle arc where things change after this arc. The Poneglyphs, recruiting Robin, just the scope of One Piece and the grand line. This was that first elevation of power in the arc, to me. And like I said, the story is very touching, and Crocodile's very conniving, and I just like the feel of Alabasta, and it's just a classic. It's a classic, and it's gonna be a classic. They made a movie about it. It's gonna be a classic. So I have That's why I have Alabaster at number 3. The action overall in this arc is a little lacking, but the story is so on point, and then at the end, the climax is just so great. When you first watched it, it's there for me as that. I think it holds firm that number 3 spot. Number 2 is, this was hard. This was getting hard at number 2 spot, but at number 2, I have to say Dressrosa, which is funny because Dressrosa, I feel like, is a mix of Alabaster and Skypiea, and it's kind of just like, man, the story is a little shaky at times, but the action throughout this entire arc is on point, and it just keeps going. It doesn't stop. It doesn't let you catch your breath. There's one fight, and then there's the next fight, and then kind of like you get that kind of Paramount War feel to where it's like, hey, there are other guys out here and they're strong, and Luffy is not fodder by this time at all. As a matter of fact, he's still one of the strongest people on the island, but he's not the strongest person on the island. And it's just, it was crazy to have that many fighters mixed in. And then, of course, the crew did their thing. They got good little matchups to take advantage of. But also the other parts of the people that Luffy rallied, they had their own fights because Doflamingo has this network, an extensive network, and it was great. So the main reason why Dressrosa is 2 for me is because of the action, and Doflamingo is a great villain for me as well. The island of Order 7 up to the sea train where they're trying to catch Robin, up to Enies Lobby where they're just storming the government facility, and they have their final climactic clash with the CP9. It is the best story. It's not only the best storytelling that One Piece has ever displayed, even up to now, because, and that could be tipped over in Wano, but Wano's not finished. So, but the Robin, like I said, the girls have 2 recruitment arcs. This is basically Robin's 2nd recruitment arc, and her history is so sad. It's worse than Nami's. It's crazy what she had to go through, and explain all that. I'll get into depth about some of my favorite arcs and why I love them, but for here, I'm just gonna say that this arc has everything you want in an anime watch. It has action almost non-stop once it starts, and then it has new characters being thrown into the mix, and you like them. They're important, they're funny, and they fit in right away. And it has plot twist. It has things that you didn't expect to happen. It has internal crew trouble, where you think that, hey, the Straw Hats might be disbanding. It is my personal favorite arc. Is the arc that made me fall in love with One Piece, and even though it's getting older and older as One Piece continues to go on, it still has that jump to me after this arc, kind of like the Alabaster arc. Like after this arc, the fighting skill is never the same, and Luffy versus Luffy is the 2nd best fight in the entire series, and one of the best fights in anime, period. I mean, this is an all-out brawl down hook right here, where only one person leaving. So it was crazy. The other fights with the CP9, Zoro, Sanji, Nami, everybody had to check in this arc. The final climactic clash with Luffy and Lucci just puts it over the top to me, and it's one of the best fights I've ever seen, and that's why Order 7 is definitely number 1 to me. That's it for this discussion of top 5 top 5 One Piece arcs. Stay tuned.